This video is best viewed in higher definition. To enable, click the Settings button at the bottom of the page, just here. Then click the drop-down box under Quality, and then select the highest definition offered, in this case 720 HD. Enjoy the video. This video is part of a series of videos designed to support the use of the semi-automated trading software DTFL Pro. In this video, I'll walk you through the process of downloading, installing and setting up this software. I'll assume you've already gone through the subscription process and you've just received an email notifying you that your licenses have been activated for your MT4 accounts. The email looks something like this. The first thing to notice is it's not sent from DTFL Pro, but from my licensing partner, MQL Log Support. Please ensure you don't miss it. Now let's run through the information contained in this email. The date and time of activation are clearly displayed based on Greenwich Mean Time, and your initial license will run from this date for a period of 1 month. I also add a few free additional days to allow time to deal with any payment processing issues that may be experienced with PayPal. Next, the MT4 account number associated with this new license is clearly displayed. This may refer to either your demo or live account, as you will receive separate emails for each new account you have licensed. Please carefully check that this account number is correct. If it is just 1 digit out, the license will be invalid and DTFL Pro will not work on your MT4 account. If there is an error, please contact DTFL Pro immediately via the email link here. When sending the email, please include as much detail as possible and ensure you include the correct account details. A screenshot would also be most helpful. Next, there are some notes reminding you of your responsibilities and our commitments in relation to the ongoing monthly subscriptions with PayPal. If for some reason DTFL Pro does not receive a payment from PayPal, as is known to unfortunately happen from time to time, we'll endeavour to contact you to confirm whether or not it was your intention or whether there was a mistake or oversight by PayPal. This is why I've inbuilt a few free extra days into the monthly subscription to allow time for this communication to take place and for any issues to be rectified. In this way, your continued subscription to DTFL Pro should not be interrupted. I would ask and would really appreciate it if your intention is indeed to cease a subscription, then please just let us know by dropping an email to support@dtflpro.com. In this way, it saves time and the effort of contacting you to confirm this. I thank you in advance for that. We now move on to the main purpose of this email, supplying you with the links for downloading the files required to install and set up DTFL Pro. As you can see, I've listed 7 steps describing what you need to do. In summary, you'll automatically be redirected to a Google Drive page where you can see a list of files in a compressed folder, and then you'll be able to download them to your PC. There's a couple of important notes. Firstly, although you'll receive this email twice, once for your demo account and once for your live account, the files only need to be downloaded once. This is because the same files can be installed and used for both your MT4 demo and live accounts. So just to reiterate that, you will receive this email twice, once for your live account and once for your demo account, but you only need to download the files once. The same files can be used for both your live and demo accounts. There is also at the bottom of this email a link for a free download of 5 years worth of Euro USD historical 1-minute data. This is the data I've recently been using for backtesting, and in particular for the 7-month backtests that are featured in the videos. So let's take a look at these links. So here's the link to the Google Drive page. We'll click here and I'll show you what happens shortly. Here's a link to walk through the video, which you're watching now, so somehow you've got it, congratulations. Here's a link to the Euro USD historical data I just mentioned. In relation to downloading this free historical data, I would only bother to do so if you intend to fully replicate the backtests I referred to in the videos, in particular the 7-month backtest during the daylight saving hours of 2014. If you aren't bothered about this, then it would probably be better to download much more recent data. I would suggest using the data supplied by Forex Tester, which is medium quality, and I've found it to be a good balance between speed and accuracy. It's also free. The last link is a link to the DTFL Pro video channel. Here you can see videos that support the use of DTFL Pro. They can also be viewed on the DTFL Pro forum pages within the members only area of Day Trading Forex Live. Let's have a quick look at the DTFL Pro video channel. As you can see, it lists all the videos that are produced to support the use of DTFL Pro. Let's now go back and start downloading the files we need. So to get to the Google Drive page that contains all the files we require, all we need to do is click on this link here. So let's do that now. This links us into the Google Drive page I already mentioned, and you'll see a list of files contained within one compressed folder. The actual files you see here may vary from time to time, but the core files required for setting up DTFL Pro will always be included. So what we'll do now is take our cursor to the top of the screen and highlight the download icon, which you can see here. When we click on this download icon, a window will open, giving us the ability to select the location on our PC where we wish to have the compressed files saved and stored. So let's do that now. As you see, it's connecting to my PC and the window's open on the Downloads folder. Well, I'm quite happy to have the file downloaded to this location, so I'm going to create a new folder for the files to reside in. Let's name this file, let's call it DTFL Pro Downloads. You can call it whatever you want. So now I'm going to open this folder, and what will happen now, the compressed zipped folder that's currently on Google Drive, when I push save, it will automatically be downloaded into this location. So let's do that now. Push save, and you'll see here that it started to download. You might have just seen it flashing green there. As soon as it stopped flashing green, then that means the download is complete. These files here, the compressed folder, it's about 10 megabytes currently. So if it does get large, it may take a little while longer for it to download, but certainly no more than 10-15 seconds. When the download is complete, you can close Google Drive and then locate the downloaded file on your PC. So let's close it now, and let's locate the file on my PC. As you can now see, the compressed zip folder has now been successfully downloaded onto my PC. So what we're going to do now is repeat the process and download the historical data. So let's go back to the email. So if we click here for the Euro USD historical data link, click here. So we've linked to a different area of Google Drive this time, and we can see a different compressed file containing the Euro USD historical data. Again, if we go to the top, identify the download icon, click on it again, and once again it will connect to the PC and open up the window giving you the option of where you wish to store and save these files. Well, I'm going to save it in the same place in the DTFL Pro Downloads folder that I just created. If I push save, it will save it in this location. So I'm going to do that now. Again, you can see it's downloading. So again, we can see it's successfully downloaded. So we can close Google Drive. and open up the folder containing the downloaded files on my PC. And there they are. So you can now see we've got two compressed folders that have been downloaded from Google Drive. Now what we need to do next is unzip or uncompress both these folders. So you click on the first folder, right click with your mouse, and where it says extract all, just push extract all. Don't change anything here. This will just download the uncompressed files into the same place as the compressed files. So let's do that now by pushing extract. And you can see the setup installation files, the compressed zip folder has been unzipped and it appears here. So let's now do the same thing for the Euro historical data, the compressed zip folder. Click on it, right click, extract all. Don't change anything here, just push extract. And now we've got both the folders that have been extracted from the compressed folders. The next step is to open MT4 and save the downloaded files into the correct locations. I'll pause the video while I load up MT4. As you can now see, I've opened MT4 and here are the DTFL Pro files I downloaded from Google Drive. So now go to the unzipped DTFL Pro setup and installation files folder, click on it, then double click, and this reveals the individual files that we're going to relocate into MT4. You can also see there's a PDF file that says read this first. So let's double click on this and do as instructed. So the notes here will change from time to time, but let's just scroll through them and see what they say now. First of all, it's recommending that you watch the video DTFL Pro download installation setup files, which we're watching already, so we've done that. Let's read on down. DTFL Pro requires a reliable internet connection and for markets to be open, otherwise some tick-based features will not work. In particular, the session boxes will not be displayed on the chart if the markets are closed. For that reason, it's therefore recommended to install DTFL Pro when the markets are open. Then you'll see the full functionality and make sure you downloaded everything correctly. Just a note here saying an internet connection is not required for backtesting. It then lists all the files which you've already seen and tells you where they should be located. I'm going to actually show you where they go in this video. Then it goes on to some general advice and good practice. And these points are very important. So let's just go through them. The first one, when DTFL Pro is not in use, always remove it from the chart. Now this also applies to VPS users. So if you're not using DTFL Pro, don't leave it on your chart. Always remove it. The second piece of advice is do not close MT4 with DTFL Pro attached. So before closing MT4, always ensure you've removed DTFL Pro from the chart. The third piece of advice, DTFL Pro only operates effectively if your PC is running and active. Now you think that was obvious, but I found this. So do not allow your PC to time itself out and power down into hibernate or sleep mode. This means you must amend your power saving options to ensure this doesn't happen. In relation to power saving options for turning off or dimming the display, this does not affect DTFL Pro, so you can leave that power saving option on. During low volatility, short delays may be experienced when applying some features within DTFL Pro. This is quite normal and does not affect the performance of DTFL Pro. So that covers the current points. I'm sure as time goes by, there'll be many more added to this. So let's now return to installing the files. So each of these files has a specific location within MT4 that it must be placed. And I'll run through and show you this for each one in turn. So let's start with the exe4 file, the .ex4 file. Please ensure you select this one and not the .dll file, which has got the same name. So we're first of all talking about the .ex4 file and the mlres folder. So this one here and this one here. These are the first two that we're going to position within MT4. So I can do this effectively, I'm actually going to reduce the size of MT4 so they can sit alongside each other. There we go. So they're both sitting alongside each other. So we're going to move this one and this one. So to find the location for these two files, we're going to File, Open Data Folder, select MQL4 and double click, then select Experts and double click, and then we're going to pick up the mlres folder and the ex4 file, pick them up, drag them across and drop them in this new location. And there they are. So they've moved from there into this position here. We'll go up to this arrow here and go back one. Then we're going to click on Libraries, then double click, and then we're going to pick up the DLL file, the .dll file. We're going to pick it up and drop it in this location, and there it is. So it's moved from there to there. Now we're going to back up here and we're going to click back twice, once, twice, and we're going to go down to Tester, double click, Files, double click. We're going to create a new folder here, a new folder. We're going to name it DTFL space PRO. So we created a new folder called DTFL Pro. It's gone Tester, Files, then a new folder, DTFL Pro. Double click, and then we're going to pick up the Euro USD CSV file, not the Excel file. The Excel file is this one that's got a little bit of green in it. I'll just scroll across here. You can see, look, it's an Excel file. We don't want that one. We want the CSV file. We're going to pick that up and drop that in there. So it's moved from there to there. So it's moved to Tester, Files, DTFL Pro. That's the new folder we just created. We're now going to back up here and click back 3 times. Go 1, 2, 3. Go to MQL4, double click, then go down to Presets, double click. Then we're going to pick up the .set, the set file, pick this up and drop it in there. There it goes, so it's moved from there to there. This set file actually contains all the inputs and settings that I used in the 7-month backtest that's featured in the videos that you've watched. So these settings will be available for you within MT4 and may form a basis for you to do your own backtesting, etc. One point of note, when I used these settings, it was for a GMT broker. So if your broker is not GMT, you will have to change any of the settings that are time related so that they fit in with the timings of your broker. So we're now going to click back twice, 1, 2, double click MQL4, double click Files, and again we're going to create a new folder. The new folder's name is going to be exactly the same as the other folder we created, which is DTFL space PRO. So we've now moved all the files that DTFL Pro requires, and we're left just with the Excel file for the Euro USD activation levels. So what you can use this for is updating, storing and saving your PP levels. Let's just open it up and have a quick look. As you can see, this file contains all the historical PP levels back to the 6th of January 2014. If I just scroll through, you see it's got every single PP level that's taken from the daily market review right up till the Friday the 27th of March 2015. So I've done this work for you. You can just update it as you see fit. It is very important you keep this formatting exactly the same as it is now. Don't change anything. You have to have exactly the same way the dates are written, same columns. If you don't follow this formatting exactly, when you try and run a back test with this file, it will not work. So what you'll do is, as you update this file, when you're ready to use it, you just save it as a .csv file, and then you load it just like we did the other CSV file. I'll probably do another video on this, but let's just give you a heads up on how this can be used. So let's just close that down. So what we need to do now is to see if DTFL Pro works. So let's close down this file, close down MT4, and reload MT4. So I've just paused the video to add in two things that I've overlooked. Firstly, in relation to the set file, we originally placed it so that it can be used for live testing. It can also be used in back testing, so there is another location it can be placed within MT4. So if we go to File, Open Data Folder, go to MQL4 Presets. So this is where we save the 7-month backtest set file. You just click on it, then right click and copy. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go back one step, go back another step, go down to Tester, double click, and then we're going to right click and paste it in this location as well. So this is now available for back testing as well as in live testing. So the 7-month backtest settings and inputs will be available for both live testing and back testing because we've got it in both locations. The other thing that I need to make you aware of is if we go to File, Open Data Folder, double click on Tester, double click on Files, double click on DTFL Pro, you see we put this file in here, which is Euro USD 15 activation levels. Now this is the CSV file that contains all the historical PP levels. For most standard MT4 platforms, this format will work perfectly fine. It just so happens that FQ Securities is a non-standard format. And if you look up here, their currency pairs does not just contain Euro USD or GB USD, etc. They put in a .FQ between that and the time frame. So to run a back test in FQ Securities, I need to change the format of this file from what it currently is to Euro SD dot FQ 15 underscore activation levels. Without a FQ in it, if I try and run a back test, it will not find this file. With it now altered like this, it will find this file. So just to reiterate that for any of you that have got non-standard formats, first of all, the format I previously had this in without the .FQ, that'll be fine for the majority of users. If you look up here on a chart, it doesn't say Euro USD, M15, then it's non-standard. And whatever else it's got between the USD and the comma, you need to include that in this file here for it to be recognized. Sounds very complicated, but it's not really. So now we've done that, I'm going to close that. And now what I'm going to do is, I think I might have to close MT4 and then reopen. So let's just check everything's working. Go up to Navigator, Expert Advisors. Here's the DTFL Pro we've just loaded. So you can click on it and drag it on the chart, or you can double click. I'm going to double click. And this brings up the default inputs and settings. And if we push load, we should now see, there you go. I'll bring that down so you can see it. Now available to us is the settings for the 7-month backtest. So if we double click that, that will incorporate into here all the settings for the 7-month backtest. So we can now use them in a backtest as well as in live testing. So we've done that. Let's push OK. Comes up with the warning, you must agree. Waiting for the next tick, and there it is. There's the session boxes all up there. Look up here, is there a smiley face? Yes, there is. If there isn't a smiley face, don't forget the first thing to check is Tools, Options, and make sure this Allow Automatic Trading is ticked, which it is. So this has got a smiley face, everything's working correctly. Just click through a few of these, make sure they're all, yeah, they're all there. Everything's fine. So that's all working great. Let's now have a look at Strategy Tester, which is for back testing. You go up to Strategy Tester here, click on it, opens up this new window. Automatically you can see it's got the new DTFL Pro we've just loaded, it's already shown there. The Euro US dollar, and you see it's got that .FQ in again, it's non-standard, same as up here. So that's what it's going to look for when you run a back test. The time frame we're going to do is M15, which is 15 minute, which is fine. What dates has it got here? Oh, it's 31st of the 3rd, 2014 to 25th of the 10th, 2000. This is the actually dates of the 7-month back test. So if I go to Expert Properties and Load, there it is again in the back testing version. So if we double click that, that loads all the 7-month backtesting settings into there for me. Go OK. And if I push start, we should be able to run this backtest. Just see if it works. Push start. If I go down to journal, it should be, it'll tell you here if it's going to work. It's going through its checks. It's now loading in, as you can see, all the levels from that file that we just put in, and we altered the added the FQ to it. It's loading them all in. It's off and running the backtest. So it's loading all of the files in. Let's go. Go here and speed it up. There we go. It's all off and running. So that just, if I stop it, pause it, that's all working correctly. And this is the journal here telling you how it all works down here. As you can see, all those PP levels have been imported. That would not have worked correctly if we hadn't put the .FQ in there. It would not have found the file. So I think that should get you up and running. I'm going to do another video on backtesting. I've already done one, and I'll do a follow-up one which goes into this in more details. But hopefully this has allowed you to set up DTFL Pro with the setup files you've downloaded from Google Drive. Finally, I thought I'd just add in this short section to show you how to set up the email and push notifications for DTFL Pro, so you can then receive live updates on what's going on whilst you're on the move. So if we go up to Tools, Options, then select the Notifications tab, ensure both Enable Push Notifications and Notify of Trade Transactions, ensure they are both ticked. Then all you need to do is download the mobile app for either the iPhone or Android. Just click here and follow the instructions, and on your smartphone you'll receive a code which you need to input here, the MetaQuotes ID. The only other thing you need to do is ensure the Send Push Notifications input within the general settings of DTFL Pro is set to true, and then you'll receive live notifications to your smartphone of key events that are taking place with DTFL Pro. To activate live email updates, go to the Email tab, ensure Enable is ticked here, then add in the SMT server, login and password details for your new or existing email account, and then enter here the destination email you wish your emails to arrive at. Just a little tip here, what I did when setting all this up is I went to Gmail and created a completely new account. I just went to the Gmail website, created a completely new account with a new password, and I never ever used the Gmail account from then on. I just used this smt.gmail.com, which I know is correct, then put in the new email address, the password that I'd used for setting it up, and then selected my current email where I wanted the email updates to be sent. So that's a very easy way of setting this up if you haven't already got an SMT server. Hopefully that helps. So hopefully that's about it now. You should be set up with all the installation files and everything should be up and working for you with DTFL Pro.